Today we are going to look at conditionals, but with the while loop. My name, for those of you that are here for the first time today, is Mike. You guys can just call me Sir or Mr. G, or Mike is fine also. I hope we're going to have fun together today, and I'm sure that the problems we had yesterday with some of you trying to join the chat box, trying to join on Codeorg, and it kept trying to redirect you. I think we've sorted that problem out. So hopefully today, every time I post a link, you guys will be able to join me to exactly where I am, so that we won't have any problems like that today. Okay, so let's quickly go through to our next slide. And this is what our aim is for today. So we're going to try to distinguish between loops that repeat a fixed number of times. Remember, that is when we just put in a repeat and we want a character to move forward 5 times. We just repeat 5 times and the command will be performed. And then we will look at a different kind of loop that repeat as long as the condition is true. So sometimes we will have an action that we are not sure how many times it is going to take to remove something, to add something. So then that loop will run for as long as it is necessary until the time runs out or until the action is finished. So that is what we're going to do today, look at between those two different kinds of loops, okay? And then use a while loop to create programs that can solve problems with unknown values. So that is the name of the loop that we're going to use, as a while loop. While something is true, that action will keep going until it is finished. Okay, so if you guys can remember, yesterday we did the if or else statement or conditional. So if there is something, an action will happen, otherwise a different action will happen. So there's 2 specific actions that will take place. If it is true, then that will happen. Else, if it's untrue, something else will happen. So while works a little bit different than that one, but we're going to have a look at that, and I'm sure we're going to have some fun. Let's quickly look at our vocabulary again. Coding. Remember, I just want to go through these things to remind ourselves of these words. The more we hear them, the better we will remember them. And if somebody talks about any of these things, then it would be nice for us to, then we would be able to recall them better. So coding, as many of you told me yesterday, it's a kind of language. It's a language we use to talk to programs or computers. So the definition is nice. Coding or programming is the process of creating instructions for computers using a programming language. Okay, so, and then we also have sequencing. And sequencing, remember, is the process of combining things in a particular order. Okay, so now I actually want to see from you guys quickly, maybe you can just type in your chat box, is there anybody here for the first time today? Is there anybody here for the first time? Me, okay. Okay. Okay, it seems like everybody except one, you guys have done this before, so I'm glad to hear that. What I want to do is, oh, there we go. There's one person. That's great. I'm going to go through some More vocabulary words. Remember a condition. A condition is a statement that a program checks to see if it is true or false. If it is true, an action is taken. Otherwise, the action is ignored. Remember yesterday we got the little bee that flew around looking for some flowers, and we said if there is a flower, then he needs to collect the nectar. But if there isn't a flower, it doesn't matter, he checks. If there's nothing, he just moves on to the next block to see if there is a flower in the next block. So he will just keep going around looking for flowers. If there aren't any, nothing will happen. But if there is, then he will collect it. Okay, and we're going to do something similar than that today, but with unknown values. Then we have a loop. A loop is the action of doing something over and over again. Okay, and we're going to look at those loops or repeat buttons again today. So don't worry about this. I'm just getting the vocabulary down so that we understand the words. And then here is a while loop. A while loop, a loop that continues to repeat while a condition is true. So we don't have to put in a value or a number of times. It will keep going, keep going, keep going until the action that it needs to perform is finished. Okay, so it will keep going right up until it is done. Okay, now the purpose for that. What is the purpose? Okay, the purpose for that is, why do we use while loops? Okay, when we come across problems where a command needs to be repeated, but it is unknown how many times it needs to be repeated. Okay, so if we get somewhere and we need to think about picking the flower, and you have to pick each petal off the flower, but we don't know how many petals are there on this little flower. So we will just keep picking until it is finished, until there are no more petals left to pick. That is when we use a while loop. Okay, while there are any petals left, we will pick. Otherwise, as soon as there are no more, it will stop. Okay, so while loops are loops that continue to repeat commands while a condition is met. Okay, I hope you guys understand it, but I'm sure as soon as we go to Codeorg as well and we see it in action, we will understand a little bit better. Okay, so now this is our while loop. This is what it looks like. It looks exactly like our repeat block, okay? Instead of repeat, it's got while, but now this is where the difference is. We don't have a number of times, okay? While, whatever we need. So in the example I gave you, it's while there are petals, do, and then what did we say we're going to do? Pick. So in this instance, with the little picture I've got, is while there's a pile of ground, do what? Maybe we have to remove, or we have to take it away. We will see the command that they give us. What do we need to do with that pile of dirt? Okay, do we need to put it in a hole? Do we need to take it away? What do we need, or do we just need to move it somewhere else? So while there is a pile, because we don't know how many times it's going to take or how many actions it's going to take to move it or take it away. So while it's there, do this. Okay, the code in a while condition block runs while a condition is true. It will continue performing the command until it is no longer true. Okay. Now let's go to code.org. And like I mentioned, we fixed the problem with the with the link. So let me quickly get the link for you, and then something seems to be happening with my screen share. Something is not right. Let me see if that, there we go. Okay. So remember everybody, we've got 4 parts or 4 areas in our code.org. Guys, just give me a second here. Something, see, the screen sharing is not working properly on my side. I see it's putting gray blocks over your screen. So I'm going to try and see what the problem is. And look at that. It's putting gray blocks on your side. Let me just go back there and see if that works. Okay, I'm not sure why it does that, but okay, let's carry on. Now, let's find out what do we need to do. I need to share the code with you guys. There we go. I hope everybody's got the code or the link. So copy that link and then just tell me in the chat box, I'm ready or I'm in, and then we can start. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a second or two just to go to code.org. Once you're there, let me know so that we can start. Okay, everybody ready? Come guys, tell me if you guys are in. Click on the link, go to code. There we go. Zoe said, yes, she's ready. Thank you, Zoe. Please resend code, Sir Flower Girl. Okay, not a problem. I'm going to paste it in there again for you. Taryn says, yes, she's ready. There we go. There's the code again. Okay. Great, guys. So now let's quickly see. Remember, we've got our 4 areas, our play area, our instructions, our blocks, and our workspace. Let's see. Hi, I'm a farmer. I need your help to flatten the field on my farm so it's ready for planting. Move the pile of dirt and use the remove block to do it. Okay, so now we have an idea of what we need to do. So let's look at our picture. And we can see down here, there's a pile of dirt. Now, if you look carefully in the corner, there's a number 1. Now, that little number 1, just in this case, tells us how many actions it will take to remove that pile. Now, you can see we are not using the while block yet. but we're going to get to that. So let's remember, let's do this. What do we need to do? We need to move 4 spaces. If we count 1, 2, 3, 4, the easiest will be to use the repeat button 4 times. And what do we need to repeat 4 times? We need to repeat move forward. Okay, so when we get to move forward, we get all the way to the pile, and then what do we need to do? We need to remove. Okay, so let's run that and see what happens. There we go. Easy enough, right? That one was very easy, guys. Okay, so next one, we don't have to remove something, we have to fill. Move the hole and fill, move to the hole and fill it with 6 shovelfuls of dirt using the fill block. Okay, I'm going to run through this one quickly by myself, or you guys can just follow. We're going to move forward once, and then we are going to repeat. What are we going to repeat? Remember, we have to fill, and they told us, if we look carefully, fill it with 6 shovelfuls. So we have to repeat, I'll repeat 6 times, and then we can run and see what happens. Okay. There we go. So easy enough. Okay, so let me share the link for puzzle number 3, just for those of you that might have joined us now. I hope everybody is with me. You guys are so quiet today. Let me know that everything is okay, that you guys are with me, that you are following. If you have any questions, remember to let me know. Okay, so now here we have a pile of dirt again. Move the pile of dirt and tell me how many shovelfuls to remove. Use a few blocks, use as few blocks as possible to solve this puzzle. Now remember, guys, in our workspace, we can look over here and we can see that it says 4 blocks. So we have to try and do this in only 4 blocks. Okay, so let me quickly, I want to speak to Kingsley. I see he's got his hand up. So let me go to Kingsley. Yes, Kingsley, I've unmuted you. How can I help?
No.
Yes.
Sir, I cannot go into the website.
You cannot. Did you try and click on the link that I've posted in the chat box?
Yes, sir.
Is it? Because that is the new version, and we tested that this morning with the other classes as well, and it seems to be working fine. So try and copy it one more time. I'm going to post it for you one more time, and then try and copy it and open it again, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to paste it for you. Okay, let me quickly copy that for Kingsley again. Put it in the chat box for Kingsley. Okay, copy it for me and try it one more time, please, Kingsley. Okay, guys, so we can see here on the little picture, this pile of dirt, it's a nice big one, and it's going to take 10 actions to get rid of it. So the first thing we need to do, who can tell me, what do we need to do to move to the pile? We have to move forward, okay? Move forward. Then we have to remove, but we're going to do that 10 times. So remember, today we focus on loops and while loops. With the normal loop or repeat button, we know exactly how many times we need to do it. So all we're going to do is we're going to change it to 10. And then what are we going to do 10 times? We are going to remove. And then let's run and see what happens. There we go. So as easy as that. Puzzle number 4. I hope you guys are keeping up with me. Now, puzzle number 4 is just a video. Remember, I'm not going to play the videos. This is where they introduce to us the while loop, the one that I showed you guys in my slides. Now, it's a nice video. If you're at home, you can watch it and you can look at the tips that they give you. But just for our YouTube channel, I'm not going to play that. I'm going to skip over it and I'm going to go to puzzle number 5. Now, puzzle number 5, they are asking us a question. They say, look closely at the code below. What will happen after you click run? Now, I want you guys to type in the chat box A, B, C, or D. Let's see what the code, it says when run, move forward, while there is a pile, do remove. So what do you think is going to happen? Nothing will happen. The farmer will never stop removing dirt. The farmer will remove dirt as long as there is a pile, then stop when the pile is gone, or I don't know. Okay, if you don't know, it's okay. It's the way we learn. We've got Kingsley said A, nothing will happen. Anybody else have any ideas? What do you think will happen as soon as we run this code? Move forward, and then while there is a pile, do remove. What do you think? We've got Zoe. Zoe says C. The farmer will remove dirt as long as there is a pile. Then stop when the pile is gone. Flower Girl. I'm not sure what Flower Girl's name is, but yes, Zoe and Flower Girl, you guys are right. The farmer will remove dirt as long as there is a pile, and once the pile is done, the farmer will stop. So let's see C, and let's run, see what happens. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way done. There we go. Well done, guys. You guys are getting the hang of this. Now, everybody, this is what I was talking about. Remember, now you can see that there's a question mark. We don't know how many times it is going to take for the farmer to remove that pile. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get to the pile. And how do we do that? We just move forward. Okay, and then when we get to the pile, what do? Now remember, we could have used the repeat button or the repeat block if we knew how many times the farmer needed or how many shovels the farmer needed to remove the pile, but we don't. So that is when the while block comes handy. We're going to use the while block while there is a pile. Now remember, there are some other actions here as well. So even if we walk in a straight line, while there is a path, then the farmer will walk. Or while there is a hole, the farmer will fill it. So, but in this question, they want us to remove the entire pile. So we're going to leave it at there is a pile. What do we do? What do we need to do with the pile? We need to remove it. Okay, now I wanted to show you guys up here as well. You'll see our workspace. Now our workspace, we are not all the same and we don't all use the same code. But sometimes they want us to do something in a specific way. And then they only give us a certain amount of blocks to use. So right here, they've given us 4 blocks and we have used 4. Okay, that's a good sign. So we haven't used more. Let's put 1 extra down here and you'll see now that 5 is yellow because we've used too many blocks. But let's take that away and run our puzzle and see what happens. There we go. It will go all the way until the farmer is done. I hope you guys are following along, trying it on your own. I'm going to share puzzle number 7's link for you, for anybody that wants to join us on that puzzle. There we go. So, wow, look at this. There are so many piles. Okay, so does anybody have an idea? I want you guys to give me some ideas. What do we need to do to remove all those piles? Okay, I see I've got some hands up. So let me see. First one with the hand up. Let's see. It says, okay, hi, how are you? I think it's Track Tech, but it's obviously not the right name.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good, thank you. What's your name?
Gabriel.
Sorry?
Gabriel.
Okay, Gabriel. Tell me, Gabriel, what do we have to do to remove all these piles?
We have to put in a repeat
Okay.
and then put in a move forward
A move forward, okay.
and a while block.
A while block also. Do I put it at the bottom or where do I put it?
In the loop.
In the loop. Okay, let's see. In the loop. Okay.
And let's put in a remove.
A remove.
One.
While there is a pile, let's remove. Okay. So let's quickly see, Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel. I'm going to run it and we'll see what happens to your code. Okay. Okay, let's run Gabriel's code. Look at that. Wow, beautiful, Gabriel. I'm just going to go back, replay, just so that everybody can see the code again. There we go. So guys, look at what Gabriel did. Let's reset this one. I want to show you guys. Let's take out the repeat block just for now. Now remember, guys, here is the first pile. If we only wanted, if you're not sure what Gabriel did and you want to break it down a little bit more and you want to see, okay, how do I go about solving this code? Remember the first thing that I'm going to take away his code over here. The first thing we always try and solve the first step. Try and solve the first step. The first step is just we're going to move forward, right? There we go. That's the easy part, just move forward. And then when we are on that square, what do we need to do? We need to take away the pile. So while there is a pile, we have to remove. And remember, we use the while block because it will keep going until the action is finished. Okay, so now that's the easy part. Let's run. I'm going to go step by step. We will see step, move. So step 1 is just move forward. And then step 2, look at that. It removes. Step again. There we go. So all the dirt has been removed from that one block. Okay. But now we know that all the farmer needs to do is the exact same thing on all the blocks. So and that is why Gabriel used the repeat block, because this, all this that we did for the first block, we have to do on every other block as well. And then we can just take all that, instead of doing it over and over and over again, we can just take all of that and put it inside our repeat block. Okay. I see we have a question from Flower Girl. Yes, the lessons are recorded and they will be uploaded. You might just have to give it some time for them to load. Okay, but you will be able to watch the class later on. Okay, so let's reset. Let's run through so we can go to puzzle number 8. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to load over here, and then we're going to try that again. Okay, puzzle number 8. Oh, it's loading a little bit slowly, but I'm sure it will. Okay, look at all those holes. Each one needs a different amount of dirt. You can use the while loop to easily fill them all. Okay, so guys, remember what we do. We check to see if we can see a pattern, okay? Let's do the first one first. Remember the same way we broke down Gabriel's code? Let's break it down slowly, one step at a time. What do we need to do? We need to move forward, and then we need to fill the hole, okay? So we will still use, we've got numbers here, so we can use the repeat, but we'll use the while because it gives us all the actions. While there is a hole, what do we need to do is fill, okay? Once we filled that hole, what do we need to do? We need to turn and move down. So we will turn right, and then what else? Turn right, we can fill that one. So again, we will say while there is a hole, let's fill it. And then remember, we're coming from the top. So if we want to move to this block over here, we have to turn left. Okay, so that is moving from there to there. Okay, so just one step lower. Now we can see this step and this step and this step. They are all the same. So now I can put my entire code in a repeat block. So how many times am I going to repeat this? Who can quickly tell me? How many times will I repeat? How many times will I repeat all these actions? Because remember, it's the same thing over and over again. So how many times will I repeat those actions? There we go. Noah said we're going to repeat those actions 3 times. So let's repeat everything. Let's use our repeat button. We'll make it a 3, And we'll move everything inside our repeat button, and let's run and see what happens. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. So far, so good. Oopsie, something happened. Something went wrong. Who can tell me what did we do wrong? What did we do wrong? Can anybody tell me? Let's see, who's the smart ones here? What did we do wrong? We've got a hand up. So let's see whose hand is up. Zoe, let's unmute Zoe. Zoe, tell us, what did we do wrong?
You move forward,
Yeah.
then you turn.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, then like I said, I've put up my hands to take them on board. Seeing as I saw they don't have an IT VRM, so I just need to set up a meeting with them probably Monday.
You should have turned left again instead of right.
Is that okay? We're going to try that. Let me just quickly see. I heard somebody else here in this participants. Let's see who else's microphone was on. Okay, so now remember, guys, I did that so we can see. Let's go step by step. Remember, if ever we want to find our problem,
But will that be? So that will still be the. Will that still be coming from the service provider?
I'm going to watch
the technology side as well.
Okay, so let's quickly do that. Sorry, I just had to quickly mute you guys so we can remember, guys, we go step by step. So let's see, what happens? The first one, we move forward. Step again, while there is a hole, we fill it. And let's see what happens next. Turn right. There we go. That is where we never moved forward again. Okay, so turn right, move forward. Now let's see, we will reset and let's try that again. Step. Remember, follow together on the yellow block. It shows us where we are in our code. Fill, fill, fill. There we go. The hole is filled. We turn right. There we go. We move forward. And then what do we do next? While there is a hole, fill it. And then, let's see again, turn left. Step. There we go. And we have, that is what, remember yesterday I also told you about debugging, is if we have a bug or an error in our program, we can go step by step to see where it is, and then we can fix it. So all we did is we left out a move forward, and then we can reset. And then just like, I think it was, let me just see who quickly said, it was Tabelos who said, yes, the code is right. There we go. So let's see. Tabella thinks the code is right. So let's run it. Great job, guys. Yes, so then we figured it out and we can move on to our next step. That is what makes coding so much fun. We can, even if we get stuck, we can, if you don't know, you can remember, you can always use the little light bulb to get a clue of what you need to do. You'll need to use the while path ahead block in order to solve this puzzle. So they've given us a clue over here. Now, this one is a bit more difficult because remember I told you we don't want to use the repeat, repeat, repeat button. We want to move, and our little farmer will move just the same as he filled the hole over and over again while there is a path ahead. So let's test this. What is going to happen? While there is a path ahead, move forward. Okay, now we will see our little farmer will keep moving. There's a path ahead, so he keeps moving all the way until he cannot move anymore. Okay, so that is that's also a nice command for us to use. So he's going to move forward right up to where he can go, and then we need to finish our code. But I want you guys to, I'm going to share the link one more time. You guys can practice, but I want us to spend some more time on this one yesterday because it is a tricky one. And I want us to work on it a little bit more together tomorrow. So let me quickly just share this one for you one more time. There we go. Go and practice to see if you can figure it out. And then tomorrow, I'm going to ask you guys, were you able to solve this puzzle? Okay. If you aren't able to solve it, don't worry. We're going to figure it out tomorrow because, guys, remember just to use move while ahead and it will move all the way. All we need to do is fill the hole, move up. And remember, it's going to be the same all the way 4 times. So I gave you guys a clue. Try and solve it on your own. And then we will talk about it again tomorrow. So let me quickly go back to my slides. And then here's another puzzle for you guys to see if you can solve this. So you can take a quick picture of that, or you can screenshot that for me and then can email that to me. And I'm going to put my email address for you in the chat box as well. And that is mgeldenhuis81@gmail.com. Okay, there we go. Now, what do you have to do here? Fill all the holes and remove all the piles. Okay, now there's a couple of commands that you can use. Move forward, turn left, or turn right, remove or fill, the repeat, how many times, and then while. While there is, because we see there are little question marks, we don't know how many times it's going to take. So try and write that code and send it to me to my email address. Okay, I'm looking forward to hear from you guys. And then I want to leave you with a nice quote from Maria Claw. She says, coding is today's language of creativity. That's such a nice quote, and that's exactly what it is. It helps us solve problems and create pictures and programs by using code. So it really is today's language of creativity. Then I want to invite you guys back to tomorrow. I hope to see you again. See you same time, same place. And there's our school's email address if you have any questions, and then just mine again for your homework. So have a lovely day, guys. Thank you for joining me, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.